All right, folks, we are live on the live stream. I'd like to welcome and thank everyone for coming over this evening. This is going to be a real fun one. I've been looking forward to it for a while now. This is going to be with one of my all-time favorite preppers in the prepper community. You know her, formerly known as Armed Rogue, now known as Rogue Preparedness for the past several years now. And we're going to be talking with Rogue Preparedness. She has an awesome YouTube channel. She's all over the internet now. She has the YouTube channel. She has the Instagram channel. She's on Twitter. She's on Parler. She has a newsletter. She's writing articles. You name it. Rogue Preparedness is doing it all. And it's really awesome. So I'm looking forward to this live stream. So without further ado, let's bring on Morgan from Rogue Preparedness. How's it going?
Hey! Yay!
Now,
Excited.
yeah, this is gonna be fun. That we haven't talked formally on the live stream since like around April, like early coronavirus time. So
yeah, the before times.
The before. It seems like it's on one way it seems like a long time ago, another way it just seems like a few weeks back. But
I know this year has gone by fast, but also really slow.
Yeah, totally. Conquer tomorrow by preparing today by our press. That's right. Yeah. And I see that you have a really cool background with all sorts of cool swag and stuff there that we could. I see mason jars. I see propane. I see toilet paper, which is like gold now. So
yeah, it's so funny because if you look at my back, like a lot of like a lot of this stuff, a lot of it is in short supply, but I got it just a little bit at a time, and I've just been amassing it over time, and so it hasn't really it looks like a lot, but this has been over several months of just like one or two at a time. It adds up so quick. I was just organizing this the other day, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I have too many cans. What am I gonna? I need to can."
Yeah, we've been getting into canning too. Especially my wife has been she's been canning all sorts of stuff, and I'm slowly trying to learn the skill set. But we want to have some cans ready to go for like if there's a power outage, and we wanted to can some of the meats and stuff out of the freezer. So
yeah,
I think it's good to have a nice backlog. It looks like Cascadia Preparedness is there. The dynamic duo of prepping. I love that.
Yeah, cool. We've known each other a very long time.
Yeah, it's how I remember like we first did our first like collaboration video. It seems like several years ago now, like back in 2014 or something like that, or 2015. I forget when.
Yeah, it was when I was fairly new still, and you were all like, "Hey, come on my podcast," and I'm like, "Oh my gosh!"
Yeah, well, you were doing the Armed Rogue, like the 365 series, then is what it was called, and I was just so amazed that man, she's cranking out a new video every day, and I'm drowning here trying to get one out a week. So,
you noticed my little puny little channel was pretty awesome, and then Canadian Prepper too. He did something fairly early on with me. And I was just like, why me? Like, I was just this puny little channel just trying to do.
Well, I think all the stuff that you do is definitely resonates with everyone. And you can definitely see, like, you see the channel growing on multiple platforms now on the YouTube and as the Instagram. I always love watching the Instagram ones because you have some cool photos there, especially the like the Sarah Connor style photos with the firearms or with the crossbows. And I was hoping to dive into some of these things because a lot of us see you from your online personality, and I've always wondered, oh man, what is she waking up and then she takes the crossbow out for a little bit and then makes a video here or there. I was hoping we could talk a little bit later about just what the typical day for Rogue Preparedness is. I see a lot of comments already in the chat room from people. So hello, Jason. We got Bobo. We got Amy. Let's see, Doc Michael. Welcome. So everyone's here saying hello. So this is going to be fun.
Sorry, I can't see comment. I'm on my phone and I don't have my computer or anything, so I'm sorry if I can't see comments.
I'll provide the comments to you. So maybe we could do a warm-up comment, and then we'll dive into some of the pre-planned questions, and then we'll go back to the comments. So let's do a quick little warm-up here. This is from Fine Ass Amy Freshes. Are all of your family members on board with prepping?
Yeah. So my it's me and my husband and my two kids, and the chickens and dogs and cats, they just have to go along with it, so I don't really ask them. But my husband and kids, the kids were born into it, and my husband and I have luckily always been on the exact same page since day one. So it's nice. But of course I'm the prepper. And but he's on board, of course. He tolerates what I do.
It's like I'm Batman. I'm the prepper.
Prepper.
Yeah. I'm definitely the prepper in my family. Although my wife has some interest in the subject now, especially with the food storage and stuff. But
Yeah, that's great.
yeah, and we'll do one more rapid question from the chat room really quick. I would like to hear. This is from Denise. I would like to hear how she keeps her food preps organized. How does she know she has enough?
It's never enough.
It's never enough. It's always it's never ending. Huh?
Yeah, no, I do keep an inventory. I've slacked on a little bit lately. Not gonna even lie. Trying to figure out the organization in an RV and in the shed and in this new environment has been a little bit challenging. But we actually just did like a whole rehaul on our organization the other day. We found like space that we didn't know we had, and so that was pretty exciting. And we're just finding the space and just staying organized and inventorying the very best that we can with I do it in Excel.
Cool. I love using spreadsheets for all sorts of stuff. It's cool that spreadsheets are now being used for prepping too. So.
Yeah.
And Cascadia Preparedness is saying you should have sold tickets to this. This is free of charge for everyone. Everyone can watch this. There's no tickets. No. Although we should have thought of that.
Millionaires. Or
yes.
$2.
Well, last time that we talked, you were kind of going on the Rogue Preparedness US tour, and we got to meet. I think it was a couple years back now, but you were kind of driving around, and I don't think that you had the new place when we first talked, but now you're at a new homestead with 40 acres of possibilities. So I was thinking we could kind of talk a little bit about the new pad and the stuff that you're doing over there. Maybe we could reference some of the social media pages too. But how's the 40 acres going?
Yeah, it's great. It's a 40 acre, just totally undeveloped, nothing on it, not even a well or anything. And so, we're starting from the ground up. It's creating a homestead from scratch, and it's definitely a learning curve to get the word there. It's difficult at times. It's very frustrating at times, especially in an area that I'm also not really that familiar with. And so it's a whole learning curve of figuring out the area. I've been in desert areas lots and I know the desert, but actually growing and living it is a little bit different. And so, besides just visiting and camping in it or whatever. And so, we love the community and everything, and everyone's been really, really helpful and pleasant. And we haven't met a single, bad person. Country people are all, I think, a little funny. We all live out here, all secluded, and so, but all very, very nice people. And so it's just building it from the ground up. And so, everything's you think that you have a really long prepper list. I have a 3 or 4 times as long homesteading list.
Yeah, I mean, prepping at homesteading is the next level. So
yeah.
Is this when you were going on the tour in the Jeep, was this one of the places that you visited and how you settled on it, or how did you kind of settle on this place?
Well, we've been here, a few times. We used to have friends here and we would come here, but they used to live in lower elevations, and so we were like, oh, it's too hot, we'll never live here. We actually live in a higher elevation. We live about 4,500 feet above sea level, and so it's much cooler here. It's not like, when you think like, when you hear about our area and it's record heats of 120 degrees, that's not us. We're not getting that. We're barely getting 100-degree weather, so in the middle of the summer. And so which makes it nice. It's a little more durable because we don't have AC. We don't have the power capacity for air conditioning right now. So no, we didn't, we weren't like settled on this or anything. COVID hit. We were in the national park or national forest hanging out, ready to head up north because it was about to get hot here. And we were like, well, it's time to head up north. It's around March, April. It's about that time. We're the snowbirds. We want to go up north in the summer and south in the winter. And so that was our plan. But COVID hit, and we were like, oh, okay, well, I'll just hang out for a couple weeks. We'll just hang out for 2 or 3 weeks. They said a couple weeks, everything should be shut down for a little bit. We'll just hang out. It'll be totally fine.
Flatten the curve, yeah.
Yeah, right. 2 weeks to flatten the curve. And so we were like, whatever. And that obviously didn't happen. And so we just decided that it wouldn't probably be a prudent time. People, other RVers were actually getting kicked out of parks and RV places. And I mean, literally all these places were shutting down, and we were like, well, okay, so we do go up. Now what? Like, there's nowhere for us to go. Even like, I mean, we were mostly on like BLM and, public lands and things like that. But even then, you were still traveling through all of that. And so, we just didn't really want to take that risk. And we were like, well, let's just up our timeline of getting our homestead, whatever. We were only on the road for 6 months. Who cares, right? And so it's not like we can never travel again or whatever. And so we just decided to just find some land. It's very cheap here, and that's.
Yeah, I think it's so awesome that how you've documented for years now, documented your journey on a day-to-day basis, and we've seen Rogue Preparedness from at a home to going towards more of like a almost like RV traveling prepper, and now the homestead prepper. So you have the full gambit of different strategies for preparedness, which is going to be real valuable for the community for sure.
Yeah.
I'm just to make sure I don't get backlogged on the chat room. I figure I'd do a couple of them really quick. This is just a general thank you from Doc Michael. Yeah, you're welcome, Doc Michael, for this one. Granny Preppers, Morgan, I loved your toilet paper video. That's the stop panic buying toilet paper, get more food. I think is that one.
People got very mad about that. We tell them panic buy.
Yeah. Quick question from David Martin. What kind of bow are you shooting, Rogue?
I have several bows. I have a compound bow by Bowtech. It's the Eva Shockey edition. And then I have a Browning recurve that I actually got as a gift, which is so kind. And I love it so much. I learned on recurve, and I had a Browning bow, but Browning doesn't make bows anymore. And I had a Browning bow when I first got started, like almost 20 years ago now. And it got lost in a moving truck, and I never used a moving truck again. I was traumatized. I ugly cried with that bow being lost. And anyway, and then I have a PVC bow that I made myself.
Awesome. There you go, David. That's the official answer. For this is one. Owen says you should do a collab with Canadian Prepper. Yeah, that's true. That should happen. We'll get that. I don't know what this is. The chickens are always so opinionated.
Oh yeah. I did a video a while back talking about livestock, some best livestock to have or whatever, and I have a rooster. He's just so needy for attention, and every time he sees me, he just crows and crows and crows. And literally, I step outside the door, and he's like, rah, rah. And I'm like, all right, look,
that's funny.
You got food, you got water, you're fine. Calm down. So apparently, it's a thing with chickens.
Yeah, my mom always had chickens, and so we would. We don't have any now, although I've been trying to talk my wife into letting me do it, but she's worried that I'm not going to clean it up either. So let me do one more just so we don't get backlogged here. What's your best kid quote on prepping? I'm not.
I guess
something your kids might have said. I guess
maybe like a tip for kid prepping.
Kid quote. Mark Chase, you may have to elaborate on that one, because I thought it might be something that your kids had said about prepping. But I don't know.
This is stupid. No. The kids aren't old enough for that.
Daddy, get off the computer.
Oh no.
Put the camera away.
Yeah. Yeah, right. My eldest actually said that the other day. She's like, stop taking pictures. I don't want to take pictures anymore. I don't want to do videos.
Yeah.
Just do it.
It's funny. I have so much B-roll footage because I don't know. I keep all of my videos, even the bad cuts, and a lot of them hey, just smile really quick, and I have so much of those ones. So this was a really cool one too. I thought. I'm curious how Rogue started her preparedness journey. What was the tipping point to start? Great question by Cascadian Preparedness.
Yeah, so mine wasn't like any big like big, huge disaster or anything. It was actually something really small. It was actually a year or two before I took it really, really seriously. But what really made me realize that our system was kind of fragile and I was not prepared for like anything was so I had just recently moved to Texas at the time. This was a little over 10 years ago, and 11 or 12 now. And I experienced my first blackout. We didn't really have blackouts in Oregon that much, where I grew up in, just didn't really have them. But apparently, if you just sneeze in Texas, there are blackouts. And so I experienced my first blackout shortly when I got there, and I had this little BlackBerry phone, and I don't know if y'all know what a BlackBerry is, but
old school, yeah.
Yeah, I had a little BlackBerry cell phone, and it was like almost dead, and I was like freaking out. I was like, oh my gosh, my cell phone is almost dead. Like nobody calls or texts me, but I was just like, it's just that whole like thing of like, well, what if I need my cell phone? And I was like, well, how do I charge it with the blackout? And so then that kind of got me on a rabbit hole of kind of looking at some stuff, but I didn't really like take a whole lot of action until a little bit later. But that's kind of what got me thinking about it. So not very dramatic or exciting.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, everyone has something usually kicked it off for them, and sometimes they're big events, and sometimes it could just be a little thing. So I think we already answered the question by Mark Chase too. It's what's your beginning journey of preparedness. So that's the official answer, Mark, from Rogue Preparedness. So I had a question for my own. I mean, as a fellow, we're colleague YouTube prepper channels, and again, I've always been a big fan, and I'm always just amazed on how much content that you're cranking out all over the internet. So again, you have the YouTube channel and basically daily videos. My daughter just woke up from a nap. You can hear that. Daily YouTube videos. You have the Instagram channel. You have the Twitter. You have I'm subscribed to the newsletter. I get the newsletter. I get articles on the website. And I'm just curious, what time are you waking up? How are you doing all of this? Because it takes me forever to edit a video. And I was curious, what's a day in the life of Rogue Preparedness?
Well, I actually just had to recently stop my daily videos because it was taking a lot of time. And it was actually kind of stressing me out a little bit, with the new homestead and then just trying to prep myself and just trying to do it all and take care of the kids. Baby Rogue is very demanding these days. She's kind of in between that. She's about 20 months old. So she's in between that stage of still very much a baby and almost to the point where she really doesn't need that much supervision, of course, but can play a little bit more on her own or with her sister or something like that. And so it was all kind of just stressing me out a little bit, so I had to cut that. But I don't wake up early. I like my sleep. I sleep until my children wake up, and I do stay up a little bit late though. Most of the stuff that I do is during whenever they sleep. So it's during naps or it's during bedtime in general. So other than that, it's taking care of the homestead and doing any other prepping stuff, taking care of the kids. I'm doing homeschooling now. And so that's another thing that's added to the plate. And so,
just one more thing to add on. Yeah.
Yeah. But I try not to put a whole bunch of stress on myself, if I can't get a blog post out on that Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, which I've taken a week or two break here on the blog because I wasn't able to keep up with it. And so, I feel much better. I don't stress myself out anymore. It's just not really worth it. I need to, so I just prioritize. I basically write a list of everything that I want to do and doing, and then I have to prioritize, and some things get cut, and I just come back to it, But
I've always just been impressed with it. And even you say taking a break, I kind of cut back on the daily ones, but I'm still seeing one every 3 days or something like that, plus the newsletter and the blogs and stuff. So it's super impressive. So looks like I'm already getting backlogged again in the chat room. So how about we knock through some of these chats from the viewers. So far, everyone seems to be having a good time. Welcome, everyone. If you're just tuning in now, we're on the Rogue Preparedness live stream. Make sure that you go to Rogue Preparedness. I have the links in the description box. Go to her YouTube channel and go to the Instagram channel and go to Twitter and on Parler, all over the place. And if I think you have a website too, go to the website and subscribe to the newsletter. So there we go. There's the plug for that. So, okay. And this one's from Bobo. As far as what's the temp there right now, Morgan? First thing we noticed is that you had the beanie on and you had the schmog and the thermal vest and everything.
It's about 70 degrees right now. No, I'm kidding. That was a pre-show joke. No, it's it's last time I checked before I left, it's about 45 degrees, and it's gonna get down to about 34 tonight. So it's plummeting pretty fast. And so then I actually looked at the forecast, and highs are in the 60s and lows in the 30s and 20s. So it gets cold. It actually gets cold here, and we may even get snow. So
yeah. Yeah, I guess I never really. Whenever I think of Arizona, I just assume that it's like 70 degrees at nighttime, but it gets cold pretty over there. This is from User X64. Recently found both of you. Looking forward to great info. Yeah, welcome aboard. Does she shoot? Yes, she does shoot. She's also known as Sarah Connor's stunt double in the movies. So, yes. Let's see. Good to see both of you. This is from P Corona. I'm a big fan of your drinks.
Hi. Not the other one though. Not your.
Yeah, no, not the fan of that one. Yeah. Let's see. Yep, kids usually saying things the parents do. Okay, we're almost caught up. Let me get here. Oh, okay, here we go. This is from Melvin. How do you manage your homestead projects? What's the ranking for priority?
I don't know. I really need better prioritization on the homestead. Right now, I went through a big learning curve with the garden, and I'm really focused on getting that up. And so that and mainly a lot of food. Like I'm trying to get, like I just purchased some dual purpose chickens for the spring, and I'm trying to get, like I want pigs and some other other livestock and things, and so that's kind of our priorities. Garden, animals.
See, there's a lot going on, it seems.
A lot going on, yeah. We just try to prioritize with season as well as available money, what we can and cannot do at this time with time or whatever the case may be. So it's just kind of, sometimes it's a real day-by-day basis, like, oh well, what are we going to do today?
And when you say dual purpose chickens, does that mean chickens that are for meat and for eggs? Is that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we got some Rhode Island Reds, and we've had them before. We love them. We love Rhode Island. So I never knew that they were dual purpose until recently, though. So I'm pretty excited about that. And I got a lot. You processed some chickens recently, from what I remember. Is that correct? Or yeah, we butchered 14 or 15 little Cornish hen chickens.
Yeah.
I mistakenly bought the Cornish hens. I thought I was buying the bigger ones. But they are in the freezer, and they are good. Very good.
Nice.
We skinned them. We did not go through the feather plucking.
Yeah, my cousins, I'm not sure if they're watching, but they're my wife's cousin, and they just processed some chickens. It seems a couple months back, and my kids are all playing with the chickens, and they better get your playtime with them now, because
we were uncertain how to explain the missing chickens to our 4-year-old, so we just said that we gave them to a friend.
Okay. Yeah, I think they don't name the meat chickens. Meat chickens have no names, but egg chickens have names, from what I remember. Yeah. This is the Apex Prepper. I hear Miss Princess Prepper in the background. I have to share she just woke up from her nap, and that's how she wakes up. She's just Hulk smash. So that's just how she wakes up all the time. What's the biggest challenge in your experience with homesteading? It sounds like so many things to do and not enough time to do it, but
yeah, basically, like it's, if you're buying kind of like, and I say established homestead, and I mean, like a house, maybe like, your own well or something, you've got a great head start there because, you don't have to worry about, the house or the well or the water or anything like that. Any of where that stuff comes from. But I mean, everything is pretty much a challenge, especially if you're moving to a whole different area. Like a lot of people have told me that they want to relocate to a whole other area, almost like across the United States. And I tell them, just be prepared to really know the area and understand, that there's going to be a big learning curve no matter where you go from. Even if it seems like a similar type of place,
Mhm.
it'll still be a learning curve. Different elevations, different, just different locations, just in general, they'll all have something a little different. And so yeah, it's
Cool.
it's all a little bit of a challenge. But
There you go, Amy. That's the official answer from.
Yeah.
Let's see. It looks like the people are figuring out that I didn't know Rogue was from Oregon. Which area were you from? And then Apex Prepper is, hey, I'm from Oregon too. And then and then there's more. Hey, we should get together. Let's see, coffee or beer in the future. So yeah, next time I'm in Oregon, there should be some kind of prepping get together. That'd be fun. I like this one. This is from R. Braz. What's your latest cool prep purchase?
Chickens. I don't know.
Dual purpose chickens.
Yeah, I'm very excited about these chickens. We always saw these like Alaskan TV shows and stuff. They were like, just go out and get a chicken. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Meat chickens only last like 8 weeks and then you have to butcher them. I'm like, what are these chickens that you're just going out whenever you want and getting meat? And so I'm very excited about these. But no, I don't know, actually. I don't know if I'm just very excited about everything on the homestead. So
yeah,
I got some new seeds lately. I'm very excited about that. So yeah.
Very cool. Looks like Northwest Defiant. Okay, I'm here. We can start now. Okay, welcome Northwest Defiant to the live stream. We were stalling for as long as we could, but we're ready to go. So yeah, so Doc Michael, yeah, thank goodness. Yeah, I'll let Tup know you're here, and we'll get started. That's great. This is a good question for Arizona preppers. Do you have a well, and how do you handle the water situation?
Yeah, so we don't have a well right now, but we are lucky to be on a good aquifer. But here, no, the thing that you have to understand about anywhere is that the depths are going to be different, even from just like a few miles away. They could be totally different. And so the depth where I am, the well people said that they would be comfortable around 400 feet or 450 feet. Sorry. 450 feet. And so we also can't do that ourselves because there's basically a wall of rock about 3 feet down that we cannot get through ourselves. And plus digging 450 feet down ourselves, that's still a lot of equipment that we just don't have. And
wow.
I'm not even sure if we could get access to be quite honest. We need a big drill.
Yeah.
And so we don't have a well. It's a little expensive. And so it's something that we'll get, but maybe when we build our house at the same time. But right now we haul water from a very nearby well.
And I thought I remember seeing something, I don't know if it was on your Instagram, but it was a humongous water container that you had. Is it here? I'm not sure.
Yeah, it may have been in one of the pictures or something.
Yeah, it was in one of the photos recently where
yeah.
You have so many channels, it's hard to keep track of where I saw that photo. But I saw it somewhere. This is we have one comment here from Billy. Billy, is this live? Yes, this is live, Billy. You're welcome to the live stream. You're talking with myself and with Rogue Preparedness, and we have a confirmation. Yes, we are live. Okay, here we go.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I think we're sure. If you're watching this live, welcome. Feel free to add some chats. We're going to try to get to as many of them as we can. I also have some questions that I have too. And if you're watching the rerun, welcome, and make sure that you subscribe to Rogue Preparedness, awesome preparedness channel that covers just about every topic known to preppers. And she now has experience with home prepping, with RV style prepping, with homesteading prepping, and who knows what's next. You're going to go to Antarctica and get an igloo or something. Or
yeah.
And this one was from Tom. When watching Morgan, the ever ready bunny gets tired. So I think that is
Oh,
like the Energizer Bunny. Is that what?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is from Denise. Was it hard to learn to butcher animals?
Um, I think the hardest part is taking the emotion out of it. Like, I'm a hunter. I've hunted before. I hunt now, but I think it's been like a year since I have hunted. But um, I hunt, but I also don't feed those animals, and I don't care for those animals. And so, the emotion isn't really like connected. But I care for all animals. It's not like I'm taking a life just for funsies. And so, um, uh I think it's taking that emotion out of it, and just just realizing I had to just look at those meat chickens every single day and just be like, you're meat chickens, and that's it. And like, I'm not naming you, I'm taking care of you, and I'm going to, I want you to be healthy and happy, but there's going to come a time when I am going to butcher you. And so but actually, no, it wasn't too difficult. It's feathering and gutting, and that's pretty much it. So
Yeah, that's
we're skinny.
it's not like there's a whole bunch of wild chickens that are roaming the streets or whatever. So I think they're meant to be. That's their purpose, I guess.
Yeah.
Is for Chick-fil-A and nice places like that. While you were talking, I had to go and research dual chickens because someone was mentioning about that. I think it should be a cool Rogue Preparedness T-shirt that talks about dual chickens.
Dual chickens.
I just never thought, because all the people that I know that have chickens, they either have meat chickens or egg chickens, but they never talk about dual chickens. But I like that.
Yeah, I said I thought the exact same thing. Everybody talks about egg chickens, or they talk about the meat chickens, and so I was like, oh well. But then my brain starts functioning, and I start thinking like, well, but how can I breed the meat chickens? And apparently you're not supposed to breed like the meat chickens that you receive, because they're hybrids and they would come out crazy or something. Anyway, but I was like, okay, well, there has got to be a way to just have chickens. Now I can go out and just, butcher one of my egg laying chickens, but they're not going to have very much meat on them. They'll have a little bit. They call them soup chickens for a reason, because they're mostly good for broth and soups and things like that, because they just don't have a ton of meat on them. I could do it, if we were like or whatever, but yeah, so then there's the dual purpose, which I guess have, depending on the dual purpose, they have lots of meat, and they also produce eggs. So
is there anything like a triple threat chicken? Is there something like that, or is it the Triforce chicken, or
they give milk to, or what? Now that would be cool.
let us know in the chat room if there's milk chickens there, because if there are, I want some milk chickens.
I want milk chickens. Where are they? Those would be amazing.
That's awesome. This is from Northwest Defiant, who we didn't start the live stream officially. When I first found interest, these are two of my original favorites. Welcome. Yeah, thank you so much. That's awesome.
Thank you.
This is from the Apex Prepper. This is what is the best prepping item you've received from your husband?
That's a good one. He does give some good gifts, even when I say no gifts, so it's very frustrating. But recently, he actually, I have it. He got me this knife. It's a knife I've always wanted. A knife like this, but they're very expensive. And so he got this for me for my birthday recently. And that was a really good gift.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
There's a question I saw. I don't know if this was going to be a tough one to do kind of live. Like maybe we could do a rapid fire. This is from Owen. If you could only stock up 10 things prepping wise, what would the list be? 10. That's tough. Maybe we should start with 5 first.
Yeah. Okay.
Where do you live? I don't know. It kind of depends on your region, I would think, like your region and your family, or I don't know if Owen's by himself or has 10
like
kids.
10 specific items or 10 general?
I'd say, how about general? Yeah.
Well, I mean, always food and water, of
Yep.
course.
Food, water.
Okay, so there's food. Oh boy. Blankets. I think there's so many uses for blankets.
Do you have like the military style, the wool blankets for?
We do. I love the wool blankets.
Those are our favorite. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a couple off eBay a while ago. They are amazing.
Yeah.
I also like the really cheap fleece blankets. Just like the $3 ones or whatever. They are great. Yeah. Okay. So 3. Let's see. 4. I would say seeds. Always seeds. Even if you don't plan to use them until the spring or something, seeds are pretty valuable.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what like top 10 things to stock up on. That's some kind of like backup power, I would think, would be good, whether that be like some kind of generator, gas, or solar, or electric, or battery, something like that.
Yeah. Back up anything, I think.
Prescription medicine, I would think that you'd want to have.
Absolutely.
Money, cash. Cool. I don't know if we're going to be able to get to all those. Oh, and that's a good one. Maybe on the rerun, I'll go back and re-look at that one and see what we could get. Cool. This is a lovely guest. Thank you for the insight. This is from Bobo. This is you're a studette, Morgan. This is from Dina Martinez. Hi from Chandler, Arizona. There's a couple. Let's see. This one, I don't know if we can answer this one. Cliff and Rogue Prepper. When do you think the pandemic will start settling down, especially because there is progress with the vaccine?
Well, certainly have opinions, but probably not going to go down that route.
Yeah, we're not sure. We're just gonna. We're still prepping no matter what. So with or without.
No matter what happens, no matter whether there's a vaccine or not, I don't think that it's going to be 100% effective or anything. And so always just keep prepping.
Yep. Keep prepping. Okay. This was another one from Northwest Defiant who we're glad that he was able to attend. This is both of you are married. Were the spouses always on board with prepping? And if not, how did you convince them? Who says we convinced them yet?
Yeah. Mine has pretty much always been on board. He gets frustrated sometimes because I get in my crazy prepper mode and I'm like, I have to do this right now. And he's just like, calm down. I'm like, no, my gut is telling me. Like he gets frustrated because like I do have gut instincts sometimes, and when I listen to him and then I don't listen to my gut, and then something happens and I'm like, I just have to listen to my gut, and so he gets frustrated sometimes, but he's on board.
Cool. And my I don't I'm definitely more of the prepper within our household, but she's been more on board with like food preps and long-term food. I think those are good like gateway topics to get people into prepping, is like, especially now this year, I think more than ever, as you can get people into prepping when you're talking about having food stuff in the pantry for 3 months or something like that. Let's see. Morgan will find a way to raise more meat chickens. Yeah, we think that's going to be happening. I saw this is a t-shirt idea. This is I could do it. Lacto poultry. I think that's for the milk chickens that we discussed earlier.
Is that real? Okay, don't tease me.
Don't milk a chicken. Okay. Gotta go milk. I think that'd be a cool t-shirt. Milk chickens would be a cool.
Even the image on that.
Yeah. I just save the feathers so the chickens are making stuff with them. Yep. Okay. Man, it's so many great questions coming in here. I'm trying to keep up with all of them.
That's awesome. Thanks.
Oh, let's see. This is from Amy. Tup and Ro, can you name something that you have learned from each other? As from us, or I imagine, or from spouses then? I think from us.
Like that I learned from you and you learned from me?
Yeah.
Well, I learned to be more organized because of you. You make everybody feel so bad because you're so organized. And you're like rubbing it in our face. And we're like, fine, I'll get organized. But for real, like I didn't really even think about a lot of organization until I until I watched a lot of your videos and I was like, you know what, I gotta get organized. And so yeah, a lot of the EDC stuff as well, the Stillcot key I got from you. And yeah, just a lot of family stuff. I've gotten a lot from you.
Yeah, I've learned. Well, I just today I just learned about the meat chickens, which is a good one, and dual chickens. But I for me, like I rave about you to everyone. So I like listening to one thing that I've learned. For me, it's like an all-encompassing the work ethic, the steady. It's prepping. With what I've learned is that prepping isn't just some weekly hobby type thing for me. It's a daily thing that I've learned from your channel, especially in you and the stuff that you're doing, is that it's a lifestyle. It's not something you turn on or off. It's just a constant. That's the only way that you can really get it done. And I think a lot of preppers, you could go into prepper mode and then go out of prepper mode and do family stuff. I think that I've been really inspired by the way that you've integrated this within your family, within a day-to-day basis, where it's like eating food and drinking water. And I could list a whole bunch of individual videos, but I think in summary, it's just the steadfastness of prepping that you've done, and just the amount of progress that steadfastness, what it yields, it's really inspiring. So that's, if I were to list, I can't list one specific video but for me, that's what it is. It's just, I think you're the real deal, and it's awesome. So again, everyone should subscribe. That's
Thank you.
Let's cool. This is some of these are just kind of comments, random comments. I'll make sure they get on here. This is from Jody. Cast iron pot to cook. Yeah, I definitely get a cast iron pot. We've been using those for Cub Scouts a lot, although we haven't been, meeting as much. Silver, as the dollar collapses. I think they're listing for the top 10 things. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Toilet paper. Got it. Med supplies. Silver. Good. Drones. Drones is the number 5 thing. Okay. Do you have a drone in Arizona? I think that if I had 40 acres, I'd want a drone to survey the area.
Yeah, actually, my husband's been talking about getting a drone. We really want one, but we don't have one yet. But
I'd love to have like a drone with a thermal camera. I think would be pretty sweet.
Oh my gosh! Don't tempt me. All right. I want night vision, thermal. I want it all.
Here's one. Great. What is your input on people wanting babies at this time?
Oh, this is always a very interesting question. I've actually gotten this one quite a bit, or comments rather, of people that say, I think it's irresponsible to bring children into this world, but I don't really see it that way. I mean, when has there ever been a good time to bring children into the world?
Yeah.
I mean, really, when has there ever been like the perfect time to bring a child into this world? I don't think there ever has. And I think that, as much as people want to say that it's overpopulated or whatever, the purpose of life, of everything ever on the planet, is to continue to reproduce. And so I don't really think that I think it's totally fine. I don't really see anything wrong with it at all, as long as you're ready for it, I guess.
When we had our first baby, now he's going on 11, but it wasn't the right time whatsoever. I think a lot of us that get in their head, well, I want to have this kind of job, I want to make this amount of money, I want to have a home here and have this all set up, and it doesn't always work that way. I think if you want to have, I think if you guys are both on board and you're working as a team, I think it's kind of a team effort. Then just go do it. So yeah, make more babies, make more prepper babies.
That's right. Bring more preppers into the world.
We need more prepper babies out there, and have the kids having EDCs to school when they hopefully go back to school. Looks like Amy liked the lessons that we learned from each other. As is good. Okay, let's see. And with the organization, I have a lot of organization for like the prepping stuff, but a lot of my life is not organized whatsoever. My wife will definitely agree with that. Laundry, just general trash and stuff. Prepping is like the one thing because I think I'm naturally not an organized person, and I wanted something to have conquered something. So I wanted to really make sure that the prepping was organized. But for me, it's not a natural thing, and it's most things in my life aren't as OCD organized as the preps are. But cool. Let's see. Cool. Man, I'm trying to keep up. I thought we were already. I thought I was done with the backlog, but I think I'm getting backlogged again. I was gonna. You're talking a little bit earlier about gardening in the desert, and we were talking about that often. Like, what are some of the things that you've been in Arizona on 40 acres? It's a different climate than maybe previously, and maybe different type of soil. What's some of the stuff that you've learned, and some of the challenges, and the stuff that I don't know? Can you talk a little bit about gardening in the desert?
Yeah. So one of the biggest problems that I had was that I took the knowledge that my previous gardening experience from Central Texas, which is very humid. You know, I remember one time I literally just threw seeds into the ground and like watered them like once. I like barely took care of them, and they like all grew. Everything was great. And but like it was pretty easy there because it was so humid and nice, and it did get warm, but it was still very humid, and so that's a good environment for a lot of plants. And so I came here and I used the knowledge that I had there here, but that was my biggest failure, was that I didn't adapt to my current environment. um, and so as soon as I realized how wrong I was, I basically just kind of stopped all gardening for a bit. I tried to get some things going again, but the pests are rats. Rats and birds have been my biggest foes here. And so I've had to totally reassess. I have to understand that it's a very dry climate, and even though it is kind of it's warm, it's definitely warm, the sun is hot, you know it can still be done with a little bit of shade. And I have to do windbreaks up here. I have to do irrigation because I have to give it way more water than I ever would in like a more humid climate. And not like a ton more water, but more water. Basically I have to take all common gardening advice and throw it out the window because it
Hmm.
doesn't apply to the desert. And so I had to find very specific desert gardening books, desert gardening blogs, desert gardening videos. And once I found that stuff, though, it was very encouraging. So now I know what to do, and I'm getting ready for spring. We're
So
pretty
I'm excited for the 2021 Rogue Preparedness gardening videos. Should be
yeah.
a fun month to watch. I was just kind of looking to see what zone your Arizona is. It looks like it's
I'm
what zone are you in?
I'm 8A.
8A. Okay, cool. And I think we're 8B, so I guess we're kind of close to each other.
You're 8B?
Yeah, like yeah,
Wow,
right around there.
pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Cool. Listen, man, so many cool questions. This is a pro tip from Cascadia Preparedness. I just checked Google, and the pandemic will be over a week from Tuesday, and Thursdays is apparently the right day to bring babies into the world. So that looks like the formal answer from that question. So thank you for clarifying that. Uh, uh, let's see. Kids are the one disaster you can't prepare for. That's from North.
That's so true. Every day
Yeah,
is a different disaster.
yeah, that's
Hey, my baby was throwing fits all over all day long, and I have no idea why, but she's asleep now. So
yeah. My daughter has been. I forget if I said this in a live stream or because I do meetings at work and stuff, and she came in. Dad, I need to come in. I'm like, no, I'm in a meeting, or I'm in a call, or I'm on a live stream, and no, I need to tell you something. And so she came in. Dad, there's poop in the shower. You need to clean it up right now. So, see, that's always, you never know what to expect with kids.
yes,
There's no perfect time to have a baby, but you'll love them. Yeah, for me, it's like I don't remember what it was like before having babies. Now, like
yeah,
it changes everything really. So,
it does.
and yeah, Jody, the gift that keeps on giving. What kind of spreadsheet do you use? You said you do the spreadsheet for the homesteading tasks, right?
Yeah, no, I use Google Sheets. I was using Excel, but you had to pay for it, and I just whatever, Google Sheets,
Yeah,
same thing. But yeah, a Word doc or Google Sheets. Yeah.
cool. Looks like we have prepping penguin over here. So many preppers in Arizona. Good to see you. Yep, there's a lot of preppers in Arizona from
Ever
what I
since
know.
I announced that am homesteading in Arizona, they came out of the woodworks. Everybody from Arizona is like, I'm from Arizona, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's actually really really awesome to see so many people. And then you have to wonder what's special about here. Like
Yeah,
everything is special. I really love it here.
awesome. Let's see, man, so many cool things. So, we talked. Let's see. We got to that one. How we talked about the property that you visited. So we got to that. But thanks for commenting, Dina, on that one. I like this one from Doc Michaels. Keeping an eye on livestock. Drones for keeping an eye on livestock is not a bad idea. I thought that was kind of cool.
Absolutely, yeah. If we had some livestock, for sure, we don't have a fence on our property yet, but when we do, I 100% want to get, cows and goats and all that stuff. Yeah, it's coming one day.
And this is Prepping Penguin. I found thermal that could go on the Mini. Arizona is horrible for drones, though. So many areas either restricted or FAA approval needed. Okay.
Yeah, that's true. You just have to look into your area. But
great for looking for Sasquatch, according to Apex Prepper. That's
there you go. Yeah.
Is there Sasquatches in Oregon when you were there?
Were there?
Yeah. Have you hunted any with your bow and arrow?
Yes, I saw them.
you caught the one, yeah. Okay.
No, I never did see one. Maybe one day.
Yeah. We were just watching a show on the Bigfoot, and my son was asking, "Dad, is it real?" And I'm like, "I don't know." It's let's see. This is next to food. What is the one thing to prep? Water. I don't know. I think
I'm with water. I'm good with water.
Yeah, water. Yeah, I think that was it. And if you wanted a third, I would say if you have any kind of prescription medicine, I'd make sure that you're stocked up on that. Probably.
I would say any special needs, like a lot of people get glasses, glasses, things like that. Just really any specific needs you might need.
This is how are things going with the rats, Morgan?
Not good. We've been leaving our cats out a little bit later at night. It gets dark around 5:30 ish, and we've been leaving them out till about 8 or 9, and they're at the rat holes, and they're looking for the rats, and they I'm thinking of this sounds cruel, but I'm thinking of feeding them less cat food so that it motivates them to go get more rats, because they eat the rats, and so
you have one job to do.
That's right. You guys are outdoor cats. All they do is sleep all day, and then they come awake at night. So I'm just gonna leave them out a little bit. But they've definitely been catching rats. So cool.
Man, we've been flying by with all these. This is probably the most questions I think we've gone through in one of these live streams, I think, which is awesome. So and like before we even went live, like, hey, what do you want to talk about? Let's see what they ask, and we'll go from there.
That's my motto. Wing it.
Yeah, wing it. Yeah, we had a rat problem at a previous place that we were staying at, and then my wife wanted to get a cat, and I'm like, okay, well, let's get. I didn't want a cat, and then she wanted to get a cat, and so then we got this little kitten who is much smaller than all the rats that we had. But I eventually got this guy.
Yeah.
So
it was actually surprising when they were still young, around 6 weeks or so, 7 weeks. They were catching rats at 7 weeks old. Like, wow. The rats are the size of them.
Yeah. My trick for catching the rats is I use half-cooked bacon, and I use a wire around the trap, because previously they were like, when I tried the peanut butter, they were just licking the peanut butter off, or they were just taking the food off of it. And so I would use a picture hanger wire wrap like kind of half-cooked bacon, and who doesn't like bacon? And so I got him every time with that one. So that's
a very good tip. Wrap. I think the biggest takeaway there is wrapping it around, because that's what they've been doing with our traps, and that's why they. That's a good tip. Very good tip.
This is I know we have again, thanks everyone for such an active chat room with all the really good questions. This has been really nice. I think Bernie hasn't had to do much of. There's the rogue preparedness haters have not come to this live stream, so they're
where they at?
Where they at? What's going on? She's here. She's waiting. I thought this is a pretty cool message. Just want to say to Morgan, regardless that you're a female or male prepper, you keep it real, and that's what I like about you. Keep doing what you are doing. You are inspiring to many out there.
Thank you.
That's true. That's true.
All I try to do. Keep it real.
Cool. Let's bring on Bernie's been over here monitoring stuff. Let's see how he's doing over here. Bernie, how's it going?
There we go. Yep.
There we go.
Sorry. Yeah. Muted. Yeah. Yep. Well, I didn't want to cough or anything. Again, another great live stream. Cool. Things have been really smooth.
We're becoming professionals at this now.
I was about to write a message, but Doc beat me to it. That we had one that was kind of like, getting a little bit off topic, but nope, Doc took care of it, and I was there as his backup mostly.
Is there any questions that we should have asked Morgan that we weren't able to get to, or do you have any personal questions besides the milk chickens?
The milk chicken. No, we were. What was it with the casual prepper? The meat. What was it? The cat meat.
That was meat cats.
Meat cats. It was like we. I started thinking about the
milk chickens. Yeah.
The milk chickens, the meat cats. Dude, we got like a list of T-shirt ideas. I think that are really going to start to take off.
Yeah. I buy a milk chicken. I'm not even gonna lie. I buy a milk chicken. Milk chicken. Maybe I want a milk chicken. I really want.
If you shake a chicken, a milk chicken, you get a milkshake.
I'm just imagining all the artwork for that kind of thing. How funny!
For all of you artists out there, we need somebody to come up with meat cats and milk chickens.
People are Kaylin's saying that you need coffee, Bernie. Coffee?
I do need some coffee, and I usually have one, within reach.
You seem like you're wide awake. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's all a facade. As soon as we get offline, I'm about to fall asleep.
Well, Rogue, what's next on the channel? What is there a sneak peek that you could give us as far as the next video that's in the works, or the next newsletter item topic, or
I try not to plan my newsletters too far ahead of time because things frequently change with certain people's desires of what they want to learn or something, and so I try to leave that for a little bit later. Like I really don't plan my newsletters out too far. But there's a video being released tomorrow. I think it's about helping people, and then I have another video that's going to be homemade gifts. In fact, this one was very, very helpful from the community. A lot of people gave some really fantastic ideas on some really nice homemade gifts for preppers. So I'm very excited to share their thoughts and my thoughts for some upcoming homemade prepper gifts. So
perfect timing with the holidays. With the holidays around the corner. Perfect
around the corner.
Yeah. I'm all in.
Sweet. This is well, no, not that one. And meat cats are called squirrels. I kind of forgot about the meat cat, so I'm glad that we brought it back up. It looks like we have hashtag milk chicken. Guys, if you like this video, make sure that you smash the like button. Make sure that you follow Rogue Preparedness. And if you want to share this particular live stream, if you enjoyed watching it, share it with the hashtag milk chicken. Milk chicken. And that way we could track it to make sure that you really did watch the live stream. So I guess that's the theme of this particular one. I keep thinking in the comments saying that you should raise camels. Who said that? This is from Sean. Tell her to raise a camel. Yeah, camels in the desert.
We're not in that type of desert. Actually, it's funny because I actually looked into camels, and they're very expensive, and you have to have like a special, because they're not here in the United States,
like exotic animal license.
Yes, exactly. That's too much.
How about bees?
Bees, yeah.
How would that go?
Yeah, no, there's actually a ton of bees around here, and I'm working with a couple people to get our own little beehive set up and everything for the spring. So I'm pretty excited about that too. Because
the only reason why I bring that up is, in the chat we were talking about like Bernie needs coffee, right? And then like add lots of sugar. I was like, well, I don't do sugar in my coffee, but I love honey.
Yeah, I saw that one.
I'm like, you know what? What about bees? I maybe should be looking at bees. Really upset my neighbors.
We need more bees.
I think, actually, seriously, like what Cliff was saying, we need more bees. I think everybody who has some sort of little backyard can have just like a little tiny, hive for bees. And I think it would like increase the bee population by tenfold, and we would good. And everybody was having some little bit of honey every now and then, and some beeswax, and woo.
Yeah. This is from Faithful Prepper. I clearly joined too late. What the milk chicken? Welcome, Faithful Prepper. You're gonna have to rewatch what happened earlier about the milk chickens. Yeah, I think we're gonna go milk chickens, plurals. Yeah, Doc, I think you're right on that.
Yeah,
milk chickens. So if you share this particular live stream, make sure you share it with the hashtag milk chickens, or we're gonna be doing a search for that. So
if there are any scientists, I want a milk chicken. All right, somebody make me a milk chicken.
Anchorage Prepper says that you're gonna start a run on milk chickens at the store. It's going to be these little shot glass style milk.
I heard something about milk chickens. I have to get them. They're out. Well, I have to get them even more.
My recipe calls for chicken milk.
Somebody's bought all the milk chickens.
I don't know why that's so funny. Oh, cool. I'm glad we got a theme for this particular live stream. So on that note, we'd like to thank Rogue Preparedness for coming out. Special thanks to Bernie for keeping an eye on the chat room. It seems like everything went really well. Make sure that you follow Rogue Preparedness on she's all over the internet. So follow on the YouTube channel for sure. If you're not already there, you should be there. That's kind of mandatory for watching this live stream. You should be already subscribed to Rogue Preparedness. New prepping content. It's something different every day too, which I've always been inspired about, because prepping is a very vast topic and Rogue covers basically all of it. So make sure you follow Rogue on Instagram. Make sure you follow on Parler. Make sure you follow on Twitter. I think on Facebook, and who knows where else? And the website and the newsletter, and that's it, right? I think we got it all.
Sounds good.
Cool. Yeah, thanks everyone for the support. I'm going to drop by the Discord for a little bit and hang for a second, and then we could talk more about milk chickens over there. Special thanks to Bernie and everyone. Thanks for the support. Keep on prepping, and we'll see you soon for the next live stream. We have some fun guests coming up soon. Canadian preppers coming on next Thursday. So yeah, so it's Thanksgiving for us in the US. So I hope everyone has a good Thanksgiving break, and we'll see you on the next one. So thanks everyone for the support, and keep prepping. All right.
All right.
Bye.